So look, I was doing a deep dive on Henderson development and the family behind it, and I realized that this shit goes way deeper than just that. So in order to properly break down the Henderson files, I really have to set the landscape first, because the names that kept popping up and the money lines that intersect are too compelling to ignore. Okay, at some point you can draw like a direct line from the same Sarasota land deal I'm about to discuss to the JFK assassination, which is why this is going to end up being like a 5-part series. This shit gets wild, folks, so let's get that initial toe tag on this first edition of the Henderson Files on Conspiracy Coroner, Coast Syndicate, and the Palmer Ranch money tree. Alright. About to uncover the hidden threads connecting a mob accountant, a Florida crime boss, an NFL owner with a scandalous personal life, a future U.S. president's oil company, and a real estate titan, as we reveal how power, illicit deals, and the Palmer Ranch shaped the very landscape of Sarasota and Tampa Bay. So look, I want to welcome you back to Conspiracy Coroner. We're here to dissect the official story. So today we're returning to the Sunshine State, where we're from, tracing the money and the power from the mob's old empire to the modern development of Florida coast. We're connecting Meyer Lansky, Santo Trafficante, Culver houses, the mystery of Zapata oil, the rise of Henderson development, and all of this through one crucial piece of land, Palmer Ranch. So this is the mob's Caribbean Tampa axis. Our foundation is the mob's financial genius, Meyer Lansky, who viewed Florida as a crucial base. He ran a vast, sophisticated casino network in pre-Castro Cuba, primary hub for money laundering. He relied on alliances in the U.S. His local partner in the Tampa Bay area was the boss of the Sicilian mafia with Cuban ties, Santo Trafficante Jr. Trafficante controlled local illegal rackets such as the Bolita Lottery and helped manage the immense Cuban operations that funneled cash back into the national syndicate. Meyer Lansky had united like the Italians and the Jews and the Cubans. So we have to go over the lawyer, the mob, and the oil man's connection here. So the bridge between the underworld and legitimate power was Hugh Culverhouse Sr., future Tampa Bay Buccaneers owner, former IRS prosecutor who made his name sending mobsters to prison on tax charges. So think about that for a second. This dude made his bones sending mobsters to prison. But then he later became the private tax attorney for Meyer Lansky himself. The duality, the prosecutor turned defense counsel for the mob banker, it just shows the fluidity of the power in Florida. Now, add the oil link, which George H.W. Bush, who co-founded Zapata Oil, later Zapata Offshore, in the 1950s. Zapata focused on drilling in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, the very area where Lansky and Trafficante operated. There's no known evidence that Culverhouse was involved with Zapata itself or that Lansky dealt with Bush, but the sheer overlap in the location, the timing, the high-stakes financial operations allows for deep speculation. Okay, did these powerful interests, like the mob's cash flow, the ambitious lawyer, politically connected oil exploration, all navigate the same shadowy mid-century Caribbean waters? Yeah, it's a compelling scenario of parallel power structures running on different sides of the law, yet geographically and financially intersecting. I mean, it's right there in front of you. It's hard not to see it. So let's talk a little bit about Palmer Ranch and how it was founded. Culverhouse built his massive wealth, not just from his legal practice, but through his shrewd real estate investment. His crown jewel was the 12,000-acre Palmer Ranch in Sarasota County, not far from here. This purchase and the subsequent development was a monumental financial undertaking, one that surely benefited from the astute, if aggressive, tax strategies Culverhouse mastered during his career, including those honed while advising Lansky. But the immense wealth built on his land was later overshadowed by the scandal after his 1994 death. The legal fight over his estate exposed Culverhouse's extramarital affairs, including a highly publicized relationship with Susan Brinkley, who's the wife of NBC anchor David Brinkley. The testimony detailed their shocking rendezvous on the very grounds in Palmer Ranch, like he had a little spot. It's so funny, man. Anyways, but that effectively shattered the image of the esteemed NFL owner, tying the land to its complex personal secrets, shenanigans, dude, you know what I mean? So this is how Benderson gets connected. Finally, the land itself leads us to modern-day titan Benderson Development. Nathan Benderson built one of the largest privately held real estate empires in the U.S. with a massive footprint in the Sarasota area. While Benderson and Culver House were not known to be associates in the Lansky era, the two families and their companies have been intertwined in local real estate disputes, primarily involving Hugh Culverhouse Jr., Hugh's son, and Benderson's sons. Most significantly, the Bendersons' vast empire is a testament to the hyper-aggressive development that took place on Florida's west coast. The ultimate control over the Buccaneers, which was Culverhouse Sr.'s biggest non-real estate asset, went to Malcolm Glazier, who had previously gained control of the Zapata Corporation. You know, that company I mentioned before that was owned by George Bush? This is wild shit, man. You can't write this. So look, you have the mob's money man, Lansky, connected to the lawyer, Culverhouse, who built a scandalous land empire, Palmer Ranch, which later intersects with the family, Glazier, who took over the oil company, Zapata, while the modern landscape is shaped by titans like Benderson Development. And the connection between Culverhouse and Glazers, they both own the Buccaneers. What the fuck is going on? Okay, look, it's a circular, incestuous flow of money, power, and secrets that perfectly defines the murky history of the Suncoast. And that's just a little teaser right there, okay? It's just a little bit of research that I did. I got 4 more coming out. They're all deep dives on the individual. I'm gonna do one on Lansky, one on Trafficante, one on the Bendersons, one on the Culverhouses. And that'll do it, man. But appreciate you guys watching. Come see me.